Perfect. This is the knife that I'll be giving out after the demonstration. Now, it does have a $5 value to it, and it does have a 5-year guarantee on it. Now, when I do pass them out, be extremely careful with them because they are extremely sharp. They're just like razor blades on a stick. Now, when I do hand them out while you're in the store, please go ahead and keep them in the box because, at that point, Sam's management would greatly appreciate it. Now, everybody has kitchen knives at home, right? They've got something that looks like this, right? It's what we call Old Faithful. Now, usually, what's the first thing that goes wrong with Old Faithful? I'm sorry? They go dull. Exactly, they go dull. Now, some of the other things that go wrong with it is with the wooden and plastic handles, they crack, they break, they separate from the blades. Now, one of the bad things about that, especially with the wooden handles, is germs and bacteria will get in there and, it'll make you sick. One day you'll sit there and cutting the meat that you're wanting to cook for dinner.
You can go close.
And then the next day you cut a birthday cake and you're going to accidentally make somebody sick. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be introducing our Chef Series, or our Chef Series blades today. And as you can see, it's all one blade, one thing, stainless steel from the tip to tip. The handle won't separate, won't break, and there's no place in there for those nasty germs and bacteria to get in there. Now, has anybody ever tried to cut or slice ripe tomato with a dull knife? What usually happens? Right, splatters everywhere. You make tomato soup, right? Okay, and a lot of times you gotta poke it first and try to get it started. With ours, it's just a 45-degree angle with just the weight of the blade, and as you can see, thick or thin, you can get there, it slices. Now, have you guys ever tried to slice bread with Old Faithful? You guys have? What happens? It mushes, and then when you guys sit there, I'm sorry? Right, it just messes it up too, really bad. Okay, now with our knife, it's a bread knife, cutting knife, slicing knife, and as you can see, it's just a few short strokes. You don't have to put pressure on it. It's just a few short strokes. Now it also has a serving fork at the end of it. Now with the serving fork, once you slice your meat, like turkey during Thanksgiving or roast beef for your jour, just go in there, you smear it around and then you just plate it. Now, you do a lot of grilling, right, sir? Okay. One of the good things about the fork is just like when you're out there grilling, you can go out there and just flip your meat. Yeah, you just nodded. You're right. Okay. Now, excuse me. Now, has anybody, or do you guys remember that old Ginsu commercial where they used to cut the can in half on TV? Do you guys remember that? No, you don't? Do you guys remember that? No? Okay. Well, they used to cut a can in half, but I've got something that's stronger than a tin can. It's stronger than bone. It's actually even stronger than the frozen meat that's in the freezer. It's a steel hammer. Now, the thing is with the steel hammer, before COVID, or prior to COVID, I can pass it around to you, have you guys, to see it and investigate it, make sure it's right, but I can't do that. But I'm going to cut into the head of the hammer, and the reason why I'm cutting into the head of the hammer isn't to show you that it can, but it's to show you the wear and tear that the blade can go through, since it does have a lifetime warranty, and that it won't go dull. And if it does go dull with that lifetime warranty, we will replace it for free. Now, you guys see all the shavings that are on the napkin, right? Now, all the shavings that are on the napkin are from the hammer and not from the blade itself. Now, you guys usually buy, your meat and bulk carrot sandwich, right? Okay, and what do you guys do with that meat when you get it home? You separate it and then you put it in the freezer? Okay, well, you no longer have to separate it because you can put it in the freezer, freeze it, and then just bring it out of the freezer. And when you bring it out of the freezer, you can just cut it to the portions that you want and that you want to use. And that way, you don't have to sit there and rush, and you know, if you over portion, you don't have to rush and get, you know, before it goes spoils or goes bad. Now, I didn't cut into the wood or the hammer just to show you that it could. The reason why I did that was to show you that even though all of that, it will still cut and slice just like new out of the box. So it won't dull 2 years from now, it won't dull 20 years from now, or even 15 years from now. It's got that lifetime warranty, and if it ever does go dull, just go ahead and bring it back to us. Now, you guys would think that this is a pretty cool knife, right? Okay. Now, what is usually the $1 million question about that? I'm sorry?
How much is it?
Exactly. How much? So, for that knife, it'll be $59.98. That's a nationally advertised price through Sam's Club. So, unfortunately, I can't do anything about that.
One knife?
For this one that I've been displaying. Now, again, it'll be $59.98. Now, that sounds like a good deal, right? Okay. Well, you don't come to Sam's Club for good deals. You come here for great deals, right? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to actually make it a great deal for you. For $59.98, not only do you get one of these knives, you'll actually get two. But you ask, what would you do with two of these? Well, one you could use just for meat, one you could use just for bread, or you can actually use one to hold your meat while you're slicing it, or you can actually just go ahead and give it to a friend as a gift. Now, that's a $60 value, so that's a $120 value at this point. Now, something else is, not only will I go ahead and give you this at the end of the presentation, but we'll also, in the set, we'll go ahead and get you two of our updated stainless steel paring knives. And again, it's all one body. There's no separation from the handle, with the same lifetime warranty. Now, if you get the set and you take it home today, what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and take Old Faithful and just dump her in the trash. The reason being is because in the set, we'll go ahead and give you our 8-inch chef's knife. Now, the thing with the chef's knife is it's your slicer, it's your chopper, it's your dicer, and not only that, it is so tough, so strong, that it can be used as a meat cleaver as well. Now, that's a $60 value. Now, got a question for you guys. Can anybody tell me what type of a blade this is? Nobody? It's a fillet knife or a boning knife. When you've got a fish, you can fillet the fish. For boning, you can actually take the skin off the back of the ribs. Now, with ours, it's extremely flexible. It won't stay bent, it won't break, and again, with everything else, it won't dull. If it does any of that, with that lifetime warranty, definitely go ahead and bring it back. Now, the thing is, with our fillet knife, we'll sit there and see if we can get this tomato to sit there and jump right out of its skin, just like so. And the thing about ours is you can